There we go. Whoa. Today was a slow day for us, so yeah, man, it mounts underneath to the frame in several points, including the middle over here. I took off the rear bumper fascia. Whoa. First time I did it, so I actually had to figure it out. It's not like overly difficult. It kind of is in some ways, but it's not like technically difficult. It's just like applying different angles and weight and everything, especially if you're doing it by yourself and trying to film a little bit. All right, first I got to grab what's under the seat here in the passenger side of the Ram Promaster. This is your your tire removal kit, and actually that's what's going to help lower the tire, which is one of the first steps, and allows you to be able to mount underneath. Now in here you're going to easily find what you need to help lower. This is the first time I did it, so I actually had to figure it out. But inside here, hopefully you'll have some instructions in here that show you what you're doing. You got your jack, you got your everything that can help take off the tire, and you're going to need these three items here to help lower your tire. Now this is going to fit right into the side that I'm going to show you here. This fits, like this. This fits over it, and then this is going to help you attach at the end to rotate it off, and I'll show you where it goes. So right behind the passenger rear tire, you're going to see where your spare is mounted underneath there, and then that's actually what you're going to insert. We cut out of the tire changing kit, whatever it's called. This side right here is going to fit right into there, and then we're going to attach it all and rotate it off. I'll show you how it's done. Here it is, ready to go. Boom! Mounts right into the middle here. Pretty easy actually once it's in. Just rotate it. You can see the tire dropping there. And it's coming out. Boom! Pretty easy. So the first step, it says to lower the tire. Okay, next it says you're going to have to remove 4 of these torque head screws on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 4 underneath. And those are right here. I've already started removing one. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 underneath there. I've already started taking them out. So the ones on the bottom are really easy to get to. The ones on the top seem to be a lot more difficult to get at. You know, if you're going to try to use a electrical tool or manual tool, either way it's hard to get to, so I'm going to have to find a little bit of an extender and see what I can do on those first. Okay, so I had a hard time like getting in here and getting leverage on this, and I didn't have an extension. I didn't feel like buying anything, so I just used a workaround with the channel lock and actually got it in there. And actually it started coming right off. Both of these started coming right off, so boom, they're started. I can just take them off now, and once these are off, we'll move to the next step. Boom. Okay, and then once you have that, all 4 of them out, just slides right out. Boom. And then you can start the process of putting the trailer hitch underneath. Okay, and now this is what this bad boy looks like. Let's grab it. There we go. Whoa. Pretty nice and solid. Feels great. The other pretty much it. That's everything that comes in the box. Seems like a pretty dang solid trailer hitch. That's what it looks like. Let's see if we can get underneath there by ourselves. Okay. There we go. Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, that's where it's gonna go. I'm gonna remove these two plugs and it's gonna go right up in there. Right up in there. There you go. Okay. Oh, let me show you this. So the trick is to angle it and get one of those brackets above the leaf spring. You keep this one underneath because that's going to come up over here. And it's going to mount, I believe, in here. I'm going to take this plug out. It's going to mount, and then the one behind the leaf spring there is going to mount up in here, I think. Yeah, up in there. I think right in there, maybe. Right in here, actually. I think that's where it mounts up into. So, you just got to angle it like you saw me awkwardly do. Okay. So, you just saw me awkwardly manhandle this and my body getting up. Actually, the spare tire helps to leverage it too, but you want to angle it in this way first, keep this part out, and then once you get it wedged up in there, you can get both sides in. You want to keep this one below the leaf springs because earlier I jammed them both up in there thinking it was going to go above, but just the one facing towards the driver, towards the front, is the one that stays above. And once you have those, it looks like these front ones are going to mount right under here. This plug will come out, and then these front ones we're going to mount up into there, I believe. One of these two spots, I think it's that. And the same on the other side. And then this front plate looks like it's going to mount right into these areas here. And plugs will come out. There you go. That's going to be interesting. Maybe that's what the fishing wire is for. We're about to find out. But yeah, I mean, it fits pretty nicely. But save yourself some time and just get those front ones in first and leave these underneath here. And that way, you know, that's how it works the best. All right, so next I'm getting a bolt with the conical washer, and we're gonna attach the front sides of this up to the frame. Watch your fingers. So if you're looking from under here, I gotta get this first back into here. And that's part of the fun of being down here with one arm and filming too, but this goes right over here, and I'm going to slide it there so at least it hangs there while I'm, and then this side is actually up right into there, and then they said the hand tighten the bolts, so I'm going to do that next. I don't think I can get a shot of that while I'm doing it, but let's see what's up. Okay, this is kind of a tougher job by yourself, but I wedged, I ended up using a bench, small little camping bench to kind of hold this up, and that helped a lot because then now I can just try to push this up and get that mounted with this, whatever they call it, kind of bolt. So the hard part is really getting this dang thing on the other side here well enough that you can just push this up and get that in there to hand tighten it, it says. It's really a pain in the butt, that's what it is. There we go. Let's see. There's no really good way to fasten it down. So we got those two in now, and now is another fun part. We get to use the fishing wire to mount up these front parts in here. So how you do that is you thread the fishing wire end onto your 7/16, and then you shove the plate up through the. This is going to be through the plate, and so that you can shove that all up in there, and you get it down in here a little bit, and then it'll allow you to mount it up in there. Okay, so at least this got a little bit of interesting. It's not like overly difficult. It kind of is in some ways, but it's not like technically difficult. It's just like applying different angles and weight and everything, especially if you're doing it by yourself and trying to film a little bit. But I'm gonna save some people some time. Know the difference between the 7/16 one that's a little bit shorter and the bigger 1/2 inch as it applies in the steps. Let me just show you here. Well, here's a problem with some of the instructions, I think. So number 5 says remove the rubber grommets and using the fish wire insert the 2 7/16 and 2 1/2 inch bolts into the respective positions. Well, you only have 2 7/16 and 2 1/2 inch bolts. So, and then the next step is attach the middle. These are the middle ones that go into these grommet areas. So I think what they mean is just the 1/2 inch underneath, because that 1/2 inch has to be the longer bolt to go over this toe mount area here, because it goes over this. Unless I'm supposed to remove, I can't remove that. It's actually mounted, welded on there. So this plate's going to go right over that. And so you use the fish wire and the plate to push up the bolt first. So you have it like this. You have the wire, the fish wire, actually it's wire, and then you push the bolt up first through the hole, and then followed by the plate at an angle. And once they're all pushed in there, you pull this up, and it's stuck up in there. And what I did was I followed the instructions to a T and used the 7/16 first, because it said the 7/16, and I thought that was in order, but it's not long enough actually to come down and allow for this overhang of the of this toe point here. So just to know that you got to push all that up through the hole in order. This first, and then this plate, and then you can pull it tight through there, and then that'll come through and lock. This carriage bolt will lock right on the top there, and then you can put the nut on and tighten it up. So let's see how this time works. I didn't get it right the last time, and I had to fish out the old one. So, there's a pun intended, right? Fish it out. All right, so do this one more time. bolt in first, and then the plate gets pushed up in there. Let's see if there's a good way to do it so it's facing the right way. There it is. I don't know if it's supposed to be sideways or it's supposed to be this way. There you go. And fish it through here. That up. That's not going to fit either. So I don't know if this is supposed to come off or if I'm doing something wrong here. Alright, well, we're going to have to figure this out because there's just not enough room once that's in place to hold it up. Okay, well, let's check and see. Okay, so one of the things I figured out is here's what they mean. All three of these have to be ready, all four of these have to be ready to go. I actually installed one and spent half the time going back and forth, and then I got the bolt stuck in there because I put the wrong dang plate in. It was a whole mess. So I even had to took the rear bumper frame off. And anyways, we got it all back, and what they mean is you can't really mount the whole thing or each individual piece until you get every one of these plates and carriage bolts placed inside of these holes, because if you try to just get the bottom ones in first, and you can't tighten them up, so they have to be really loose, or you have to have them all ready to go, so that once you push up the plate, the hitch down here, once you push this up, then you have to string these through the outer edge of those there, the outer edge. So actually it's going to be coming through this trailer hitch here and coming out, and then you can maybe hand tighten a couple and then have those ready. So I'm going to film that and try to get them all on and get this project finished. So here's what I mean. Make sure it's not the dang wrong one like I did underneath. I put the 7/16 underneath and I had to go and push up the plate and get it out. So I want you to work this in here. Bolt first. I don't like it when the plate's backwards, so I'm going to change that. Alright, so here's what they want you to do. They want you to work it first, bolt in, and then plate in. Haven't done this one yet. Jeez. Alright, bolt in a little bit, and then plate in. It's a little scary because it feels like it's going to get stuck, and that fishing wire, like I found out earlier, isn't strong enough to force anything back out, so you got to be real careful about how you're getting it in. Same technique here. Plates backwards, so I'm going to change that. Backwards by my perspective anyway, so alright, there we go. There we are. So then we're just going to make sure it comes through the bottom plate down here, and it's ready to go. Boom. And then this one's down through there, and I just got to get the last one underneath. And these will be ready to tighten down. Here's this last one. I'm just praying I don't mess this one up because it took a while to get it back out. You want to make sure that this bolt goes straight through. There's another compartment higher. Don't go sideways right away. Go straight higher if you can. Then you get the plate in here. And if you do it right, it's actually pretty simple. Just don't stick the bolt in sideways. Make sure the bolt goes straight up into the next compartment. Then you get the plate up and down, and then that's easy. All you do is, and you're gonna fish line it in through here, and then that's gonna just push up, and we're gonna be able to bolt them all down. So I'm gonna go to the other side and get that one done first, because I don't have a fish line anymore on that other side, and I don't want to push it up. Okay, I got the bottom just barely finger tight on so that I can get this in place. Both ready to go. I'm not taking these fish wires off until the very end because I don't want to lose these dang things. I don't know if there's a better way to do it or not. Maybe there is. Feels like I'm gonna lose them anyways. Got these ready to go. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, this is really important. There's a spacer block that goes up in here, and that kind of answered the question I had about, so it goes inside here and it creates a nice little spacer, and then now I can mount that on the outside first with this washer, the little rivets on the outside, so it mounts up against that and the bolt. Okay, so now I'm just getting these on, hand tightened. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Be careful with that. You don't want to lose that in there. There we go. Make sure I get this on. Better. I'm going to take this off, make sure that that's locked in nicely. Oh, I take the wire off first. Got the wire off finally. That goes down. Make sure it's locked. I'll tighten them all down, and that should be it. Yeah, man, it mounts underneath to the frame in several points, including the middle over here. I took off the rear bumper fascia, and there it is. Boom. So now I can mount bikes and such. Michelle's working in there. We already got the subfloor in, some of the insulation. Gotta cut some holes though before I finish that out. And yeah, man, that's getting us some of the way there, but today was a slow day for us, so I decided to do that, and that took just a few hours. So final thoughts is I give it a high rating now that it's installed and all these little items that I had to go through. I'm really happy with it, and if I want to, I can actually add on the electrical components that lights up a trailer, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just using it for a very small trailer, like a U-Haul if we're going to tow something to another destination or storage. And secondly, really just to put a bike rack on here because we want to have that for our van. So thanks for watching. We hope that's helped, and you take care, and we'll see you on the road. Bye.